Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWE News and Rumors. I'm your host, Mr. Brandon Hodge. This video is brought to you by SeatGeek. So if you guys are looking for tickets for any event in the entire world, doesn't even have to be related to the world of wrestling, use code Hodge on SeatGeek and save yourselves $20 off of your tickets. How wonderful is that? So guys, we're gonna go jump into this with the first news story. The first news story of the day is about Mr. Randy Orton. So, this is a very, very big deal. So, on Monday will mark 20 years since he debuted in the WWE. So that's just crazy. The guy's been here for 20 years and he's still going like he did on day one. He's really killing it. He's doing a wonderful run right now. A very good tag run with, of course, Matt Riddle. So, he's doing a great job 20 years later. So, here's to hopefully doing this for quite a bit longer. So Randy Orton, 20 years on this coming Monday. Alright, the next news story is about SummerSlam. I'm excited for SummerSlam. I'm pumped for SummerSlam because SummerSlam's here in my home state. I don't want to say it's here where I live, because it's quite far. Tennessee is kind of a wide state. So basically, I live here in Bristol. SummerSlam's going to be in Nashville. It's like a 4-hour drive. But that's a big deal, because that's the closest they've ever done SummerSlam to me. Like last year, I flew out to Vegas for SummerSlam. They're doing SummerSlam in Nashville, so I can actually drive this year. How wonderful is that? So Nashville, Tennessee, SummerSlam. The tickets for that show will actually be going on sale only in a few days. They're going on sale this Friday. Literally this Friday. Get your SummerSlam tickets. Get them while they're hot. Get them before they're gone. They're not going to be gone. This stadium, and let me tell you, I've been there at that stadium. This stadium is massive. It's giant. It's gonna be larger than last year's SummerSlam for sure. I mean, for a while they did SummerSlam in these arenas only had 20,000 people. I mean, but Nissan Stadium's giant. It's huge. It holds like 70,000 people almost. So, like, it's gonna be a very, very large SummerSlam. So all those 70,000 tickets will probably be more because they're doing floor on top of that. So they might hit way over 70,000. So all those tickets will be on sale this coming Friday. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to go ahead and get your juice boxes out. Get your juice boxes ready, because ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to talk about some juicy rumors. Alright, the first rumor we'll be talking about today is about the brand split. So there's been a lot of talk going around this past week, and I have to apologize. I've been out for like the past week. It's just this time of wrestling gets a little bit to the bottom of the bottom. Like right after WrestleMania, it's like, oh man, WrestleMania's over. Now we gotta kind of sit around and wait for the next pay-per-view. It's probably like way over a month away from when Mania was. So it's kind of a dead zone. So I kind of take it easy until we start building up for more pay-per-views, and of course you go to Money in the Bank and SummerSlam and all that fun stuff. But basically, the brand split is something that's come up in the past week where I haven't really been around, and there's been a lot of talk about them ending it, and I don't know where this came from. They can't. I don't think they legally can end it. Like, you have two competing networks. They don't want their stars that are on their shows on the other shows every week. They want something special, unique for their network. Because they're competing networks. We have Fox and NBC. Because NBC's who owns USA Network here in the United States. It's what it airs on. So I don't really know. I don't think it's happening, and that's actually what this rumor is saying. The brand split is not ending. It will not be ending. Now, do we have Roman? Now, Roman's an interesting case because he has the championships for both brands. So technically, he should probably be on both shows, but I don't think they still have figured out all the fine details about what they're doing with Roman, because they don't really want the guy working double the amount of time he has been working. So we'll see what they do with that. But yeah, the brand split not ending, so don't think it's ending. No, it's not. All right, the next rumor is about Alexa Bliss. So Alexa Bliss has really not done anything like in a very, very long time. So it's been about apparently it's been half a year now. It's been 6 months. So it's been 6 months since Alexa's really had a major role. Apparently, Alexa's really frustrated backstage, and that's what the rumor's saying here. She's very frustrated backstage. She's apparently pitched a lot of ideas to creative. They've been shot down. She wanted to work WrestleMania. She wanted to wrestle at WrestleMania. They had nothing for her. She pitched ideas. They said no. Basically, she's brought this frustration and these complaints all the way up to Vince McMahon and talked to Vince McMahon about it. And there's still nothing done. It's nothing creative for Alexa Bliss. I don't know if they should keep going with this whole creepy, dull gimmick thing, because this is kind of just a spin-off of the whole Fiend Bray Wyatt thing. Of course, they released him, so why are we keeping her doing this? Just give her old stuff back and not a spin-off of Bray's stuff, because she was supposed to be with Bray or whatever. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens with Alexa. Right now, apparently backstage, she's very frustrated. I mean, rightfully so. Anyone would be frustrated not having anything creatively to do for half a year. It's quite a lot. I mean, she did have personal things she had to do with her life, and I don't try to get into personal crap, but basically, she's back. She's ready to wrestle and do her thing. They just don't have anything for her, so we'll wait and see what they hopefully finally come up with. Alright, the next rumor is about the Revival, I guess. FTR. So if you guys watch AEW, they're FTR and AEW, but they're their old, WWE tag team. The Revival, they were released, I guess for the budget cuts or whatever. Maybe they asked for the release. I can't really remember the situation. It feels like a million years ago, and it was probably only like last year. But basically, WWE now are interested in re-signing the Revival and bringing them back. I mean, WWE, they're wanting some new, fresh tag teams in the tag team division. So they're going to be bringing some maybe people from NXT, or maybe they're going to be trying to find people on the indies, or even from other wrestling promotions like AEW or elsewhere. And basically, Revival is someone who's caught their eye that they want back. And I don't think FTR is going to be in a position to be leaving AEW. Even when the contract's up, I could definitely see them re-signing and not just like walking out. So I think they're kind of happy in their position now, and probably much happier than when they were in the WWE, because I remember they were one of those like people, or some of those people that would definitely like be complaining and saying there's so much more we can do creatively, and they're just not having anything good for us. So for them re-signing with WWE, I just don't see it happen. I really don't. But apparently WWE, they do want to re-sign the Revival at this point. Alright, so the next rumor. The next rumor is about our tribal chief and our undisputed Universal Champion, Roman Reigns. So Roman Reigns, who's his next opponent? Like, Reigns was absent this past week, so we haven't really built anything for the Backlash pay-per-view yet. It's not going to be Lesnar. We know that. So basically, who's going to be? Well, for a while, the rumor has always been saying it's going to be Drew McIntyre. And more than likely, I would say like a good 80% chance that it is going to be Drew McIntyre versus Reigns at Backlash. But there is a few other names that they want to work with Reigns in the next few months before we get into, I guess, a Rock feud or even another Brock feud. Or I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But apparently, these three names they want Reigns to work with. We have Drew McIntyre. We have Bobby Lashley. And with Cody Rhodes, those are three names that they want Reigns to work with. McIntyre and Reigns have actually been wrestling each other at house shows. Like house shows, that's what they're doing. That's the main feud for the house shows is McIntyre and Reigns. So it makes sense just to throw it onto TV. But Lashley is another name. And then Cody Rhodes, I believe Cody and Reigns, if they're doing that, they could definitely be safe for a bigger pay-per-view. Money in the Bank, if not SummerSlam. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But my guess, my money would be on a McIntyre and Reigns feud coming up for Backlash. You never know, they could throw Lashley in there, but I don't think they're ready to do Cody, and Cody already has another feud going on. So I think more than likely it's going to be McIntyre, but it could be Lashley. We'll just have to wait and see. Alright, so this will be the final news story, the final rumor, the final thing we'll be talking about inside this episode of WWE News Rumor. So this is about Cody Rhodes. So Cody Rhodes, this rumor is pretty simple. It's basically saying Cody Rhodes is actually the #1 top guy for Raw. He's going to stay on the Raw brand. He's going to be the face of Monday Night Raw. So SmackDown, I guess, in a way has Reigns. Even though Reigns is supposed to be the champion of both brands, so Reigns is supposed to be like the face of both. But I think he's going to be leaning more towards being on SmackDown than he is Raw. So yeah, basically, Cody will be that main drawing factor, that face, the center of the poster for Raw every single week. Cody Rhodes is the face and the top drawer for Raw. So that's the current plan. We're going to keep Cody Rhodes on Raw for the time being. He definitely, when things get shaken up again, or the draft, or Superstar Shakeup, or whatever they decide to call it this time around, Cody will probably be staying on Raw, and Reigns will mostly be on SmackDown, even though he can be on Raw as well. So we'll totally have to wait and see what happens. But as of right now, Cody Rhodes is that center poster, most popular guy in the whole company for the Raw side. So that is where he's going to stay. His face is going to be blown up, huge, right in the center of the Monday Night Raw brand. So there you guys have. That's actually going to do it for this episode of WWE News Rumors. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I have all kinds of fun content coming here on the channel, so if you're new to, make sure to subscribe and all that good stuff. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I am your king of vlog stuff, Brandon Hodge, and I will see you guys in the next video.